2 News Nevada Morning Edition is local coverage you can count on.
From KTVN, this is 2 News Nevada Evening Edition.
CVS Pharmacy is no longer offering COVID-19 vaccines here in Nevada. The reasoning and what other states are also impacted ahead.
It's been running strong for 30 plus years and it's very exclusive. It's hard to get into this.
With just one more weekend left of the rib cook-off this year, we hear from a pitmaster on their popular rib recipes and what this event means to them coming up. But first, a Fernley man was arrested for allegedly possessing over a pound of methamphetamines. Officers wrote up multiple charges, including trafficking, and booked him into the Lyon County Detention Center. Good evening, I'm Jessica McLean. Thank you for joining us. The Lyon County Sheriff's Office says just before 1 a.m. on Rimfield Drive in Fernley, deputies checked on a man who appeared to be intoxicated and trying to ride a motorcycle. He was identified as 35-year-old Justin Johnson. When confronted, deputies say Johnson fled on foot until he was caught and placed under arrest. Now, deputies say they found marijuana and just under 1.5 pounds of methamphetamine on him in his possession. Johnson is now facing alleged open container possession and trafficking charges, as well as resisting a peace officer and disturbing the peace. Also in Crime Beat, the owner of Battleborn Fence has been arrested on a felony theft warrant related to allegedly contracting without a license. Now, the Nevada State Contractors Board says it worked with the Capitol Police Division of the state of Nevada Police to arrest Jesse Steven Diaz. Officials say Diaz was hired back in 2023 by a customer in northern Nevada to build a fence and gates, and then allegedly did none of the work after receiving a cash deposit. The Contractors Board wants to remind everyone to verify all the contractors that they have hired an active contractor's license, making sure they have that. To learn additional information on how to verify a contractor, you can visit our website over at 2news.com. The U.S. Forest Service is asking that people stay aware and be mindful of fire safety this Labor Day weekend as events and crowds gather to celebrate. Now, officials say to avoid driving over dried vegetation, leave the fireworks at home, and fully extinguish cigarette butts. They also ask to stick to existing camp fire pits or to safely create your own. Build them away from flammable items such as, of course, tents, vegetation, or unused firewood. And when extinguishing a fire, make sure that it is cool to the touch before leaving the area. Officials say to never ever leave a fire unattended and to check for fire restrictions and closures before leaving for the weekend. And shifting gears as we jump into weather, now that those storms from earlier this week have died down a bit, moving forward, is that sunshine going to pop back out and bring us some more of those sunny skies over this Labor Day holiday weekend? Meteorologist Kayla Caldwell is filling in for Angela Schilling tonight. She's here in the Stormwatch Weather Center with our first look at the forecast. Kayla, great to have you back. Are we looking at more 90s, or are we going to push down to the 80s a bit?
It does actually look like those 90-degree temperatures are going to continue. In fact, we're going to see a little bit of a warming trend over the next couple of days. As we look at the satellite and radar, you can see a little bit of smoke is starting to gather along this crest of the Sierra thanks to the Garnet fire, and that will bring some hazy conditions over the next 24 hours. But those temperatures, we did warm all the way to 91 in Reno, 90s for Carson City and Virginia City, so right around normal, though we do look to be a little warmer tomorrow. Maybe a degree or two. Temperatures right now still in the 90s for Reno, 80 for Virginia City, and 88 in Carson City and Minden. Nice calm winds just gust up to 10 miles an hour there, and we will continue to see those temperatures cool down over the next few hours. In fact, down into the 70s by midnight tonight. 75 still at about 11 p.m. time. So if you're headed out tonight for the Aces game or the rib cook-off, you will easily have a nice cool temperatures for this evening. Maybe a light jacket as you head out. And for tomorrow, we do see those hazy conditions continue, especially through the morning and the afternoon. A few more clouds for the afternoon, but still temperatures warming into those low 90-degree temperatures across most of the region, though seeing those 80-degree temperatures in the Tahoe communities. I will have a little bit more detail on your forecast in just a bit, but back to you, Jessica.
All right, thank you, Kayla. And just in time for the best in the West is what they call it. The Nugget Rib Cook-Off is entering its final weekend of 2025. And as we've been reporting all week, rib cookers from across the United States are in Sparks competing to make the tastiest ribs. Alan Bean joins us right now live from Victorian Square. Alan, how many different flavors of ribs have you tried out there? Are you bringing some back for everybody here at the studio?
Thanks. Thanks, Jessica. I've tried some really great stuff. I'm right here with Joshua Lee of Joshua Lee's Pit Barbecue right now. Got some really great ribs. Look at that. That is just absolutely great. Can't wait to try them. There was someone else's ribs that I tried this morning over at Gitter Smoked. They had some really great ribs. They were not lying about the layered flavor they had over there.
We do a special blend on a sweet and tangy barbecue sauce, and then you have our nice robust rub, so everything kind of blends together. And then
Hayes says Gitter Smoke started out in 2014 in Lexington, Kentucky as a catering company. 7 years ago, they started going to festivals, including the Nugget Rib Cook-Off, and they won first place right here in 2021. Hayes says one secret to their success is bringing fresh ribs in every day, so it's a continuous load and unload of beef and pork ribs. He adds having a booth this festival brings in a lot of business.
getting the exposure, getting the name out, and the repeat years, you build your customer base, and just keep going and getting bigger and bigger each year.
The Nugget Rib Cook-Off wraps up this Labor Day, this coming Monday. So now is the time to come out and check these fantastic ribs from either Gitter Smoked, Joshua Lee, or anybody else around here. Covering the story live at Victorian Square, Alan Bean, 2 News Nevada.
Thank you, Alan. Certainly a lot to choose from. Now, as students head back to school, parents may be considering the COVID vaccine for their kids, which of course is optional and not mandated. While federal officials here in the U.S. say the vaccines remain available to everyone, new guidelines released this week could limit access to the shot this year. Jen Sullivan breaks down the decision.
This year's COVID-19 vaccines have been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for adults 65 and older and younger people with certain medical conditions. Until now, COVID vaccines were available to anyone 6 months and older.
The FDA's decision does not affect the availability of COVID vaccines for Americans who want them.
But the decision is sparking outrage from many health professionals.
We have entered a dangerous time for U.S. health and security.
The president of the American Academy of Pediatrics saying in part, as we enter respiratory virus season, any barrier to COVID-19 vaccination creates a dangerous vulnerability for children and their families. Many are wondering if the decision was political. U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has long said he wants to end COVID mandates.
There is an attempt to retrofit data to actually support policy decisions that were not come to through any scientific process.
Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis and 3 other senior officials resigned from the CDC this week, following several tumultuous months for the health agency, including staff reductions, budget cuts, a recent shooting at CDC headquarters, and the latest, the new director, Dr. Susan Menares, fired by the White House after less than a month on the job.
We're not prepared for that next outbreak. We were, but we're not right now.
This map shows the most recent CDC data of the wastewater viral activity levels of the virus that causes COVID-19. The darker blues indicate higher viral activity levels. All of this coming as students return to school and the start of flu season around the corner. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
In addition, CVS Pharmacy announced their latest update. The company will no longer be providing COVID-19 vaccine shots here in Nevada this fall. Now, alongside Nevada, the shots won't be offered in Massachusetts and New Mexico. In 13 others, CVS pharmacists can administer the shots with an authorized prescription, now depending on the patient's age. CVS said its decision was based on the quote, current regulatory environment, end quote. The pharmacy follows state-level regulations, and in some states, pharmacists are not allowed to give vaccines that have not been recommended by the CDC. And coming up, the Fallon Junior Rodeo is taking place this weekend. Why this year marks an exciting milestone for the event? Stay with us after the break.
Learn to cook in 6 weeks with the Nothing to It Technique series. Visit nothingtoit.com.
Bobo's Mogo Mouse.
Bobo Ski and Patio is having our annual Labor Day Intense Ski Board and Patio sales event this Thursday through Monday. Don't miss out. Bobo's has huge savings on skis, snowboards, boots, bindings, helmets, goggles, clothing, and more. Savings of 40 to 60% off. At Bobo's Intense Ski and Patio sale, we have patio sets, fire pits, Adirondacks, pottery, pillows, and more. And this Labor Day is 50 to 60% off. Don't miss Bobo's Ski and Patio Intense Ski Board and Patio sale this Thursday through Labor Day.
Bobo's Mogo Mouse.
Celebrate Labor Day with Consign Furniture. Huge blowout sale going on now. Savings from 10 to 25% off in-store and online purchases. Visit Consign Furniture online or stop by today. We're open 7 days a week.
Thank you for supporting Carson City Barbecue and Catering.
Come see Carson City Barbecue at the Rib Cook-Off this Labor Day weekend. Order our famous beef ribs or pork ribs and taste why you should book Carson City Barbecue for your next catering event.
Come see us at the Rib Cook-Off.
The fall gala season for AVA Ballet Theatre opens with the classic ballet, The Little Mermaid, on September 20th and 21st at the Pioneer Center for the Performing Arts. The captivating story of a beautiful mermaid and her dreams of becoming human. Choreographed by Alexander Van Alstyne and featuring the Reno Phil, led by conductor Laura Jackson. It's filled with mesmerizing dance and fun for the entire family. The Little Mermaid, September 20th and 21st. For tickets, go to pioneercenter.com. That's pioneercenter.com.
From the classroom
to the music room
to the science room,
we are supporting Northern Nevada schools through Dolan Class Project.
This year, 15 classes will win $5,000.
And one school will win $25,000.
Accepting submissions September 2nd through the 24th. Visit DolanAutoGroup.com to learn more.
Dolan Auto Group. Get in
and join the family.
Want to win a trip to golf's most prestigious tournament in Augusta? Visit RedHawkGolfAndResort.com.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, looking to our community now, the Fallon Junior Rodeo is taking place this weekend, bringing together nearly 200 young cowboys and cowgirls to compete in the area. Now, organizers say this year is especially exciting as it marks 55 years of the Junior Rodeo. Now, even some of these events this weekend include mutton busting, team roping, a little barrel racing, even goat tying, and more. Now, there are plenty of family-friendly events during and after the rodeo, too. From an egg toss to foot races, the rodeo features our four age divisions and will continue all the way through Monday. And the big rib cook-off wasn't the only thing happening today at the Nugget Casino Resort. The 4th annual Boss of the Toss charity cornhole tournament helped raise money for children and teachers across Northern Nevada. Now, the proceeds from the tournament, as well as both raffles, go toward the Nevada Kids Foundation's Educate to Elevate campaign, which helps fund innovative educational opportunities for students while supporting teachers. The winning raffle tickets will be drawn live on stage during the Rib Cook-Off's trophy presentation on this Monday. And in an effort to leave no trash trace, the Scouts Troop 1847 and Gear Hut have both teamed up for a little post-Burning Man cleanup. Burners can drop off unopened food, bagged trash, bottled water, bikes, and reusable camping gear at 5125 Mill Street tomorrow from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and again on Monday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Items will be given back to the Reno community, recycled or properly thrown away. For additional information, you can visit our website at 2news.com.